Research has shown that violence is one of the democratic journey since independence. Most political actors purposefully influence the process and outcome of elections through coercive acts against humans, property, and infrastructure. Benue State has also had its share of the bitter pill of electoral violence at one time or the other. As the political parties nationwide commence campaigns, the Benue State Commissioner of Police Wale Abbas convened a meeting with political parties in the state, which ended with the signing of a peace accord. What could be the driving force behind this move? How do the political parties react to it? What other measures have the State Police Command put in place to ensure a violence-free electioneering in Benue State come 2023? This and many more will be our focus on Panorama today, coming to you from Makadi Network Center. I am Fatima Hassan, but first, the news of the day. The Minister of Transportation, Muazu Sambo, says the Abuja to Kaduna train services suspended for about 7 months due to the attack would resume operation soon with the release of the last batch of the 23 kidnapped victims. While briefing the media in Abuja, the minister stated that no ransom was paid for the release of the victims. Oyinaya Oka reports.
On March 28, 2022, the last train from Abuja to Kaduna with about 362 passengers and 23 crew members was attacked in Katari close to Kaduna State. 8 passengers were killed, 26 injured, and about 168 kidnapped. After 9 days in captivity, the first victim released was the Managing Director of Bank of Agriculture, Ali Hassan. Others followed in batches after some months, and the last batch of 23 victims were released after about 7 months in captivity.
It is the position of this government that under no circumstances should there be collateral damage. The military and security agencies that have been charged with the responsibility of securing the release of these hostages should not act in a way that will endanger the lives of the same hostages.
With the release, the Minister of Transportation, Muazu Sambo, said train movement will commence soon and adequate security measures will be put in place to prevent future occurrence in all the train stations across the country.
We are going to resume very soon. We have a short-term and a long-term plan. The short-term measures will be put in place very, very quickly to enable rail services commence. And beyond a period of 3 months, we will have put in place a sustainable plan that will ensure that our rail lines are safe and secure.
The minister noted that no ransom was paid to secure the release of any victim.
I want to state categorically that because this government does not support and approve of ransom payment, no kobo was paid in exchange for the release of these 23 hostages. Indeed, for the other ones as well.
Permanent Secretary, Minister of Transportation, Magdalene Ajani, said the released victims and their families are undergoing post-trauma rehabilitation care in Kaduna Hospital. Oyinaya Kalo Oka, NTA News.
Efforts are being made to resolve the dilemma of travelers along the Lokoja-Kotom-Kerfi Abuja Highway. Francis Odojo, however, reports that travelers with a phobia for water are yet to be provided with alternative, as boats are the only way out for stranded commuters on this axis.
Over a week now, commuters along the Lokoja-Abuja highway have been faced with difficulty in accessing the routes following gridlock caused by flood water, leading to the breakdown of vehicles. This has ultimately impeded movement from both ends of the road. As a result of this situation, the only viable option for commuters are boats and canoes, which now ferry people from Kotonkarifi through waterways to Lokoja.
Before we know they go Koto, anybody will carry from KRC and now Koto direct.
Before people they fear too much, and as of now, when we talk to them now, they're just everybody on the day kind and then we move and JJ.
In an ironic turn of events, the devastation wrought by the floods has provided an avenue for brisk business for maritime workers and boat operators. This is to the detriment of desperate commuters who are being charged exorbitantly.
So I paid 7,000 naira from Ekiti down here. I was able to get to Abuja. Now I'm paying 2,000 naira to enter canoe, which is very bad. Now before I will go to Nasaras, I don't know what I will even meet in front again. So please, government should help us and do something about this.
Normally we do enter 2,000 naira, but now we spend up to 5,000 to be able to cross to reach Lokoja to Koto before we cannot take motor to Abuja.
While boat transportation is not the safest due to rising water levels, operators are advised to abide by the maritime safety regulations of avoiding overloading and speeding, as well as provision of life jackets to passengers. From Lokoja, Francis Udojo, NTA News.
Benue State Governor Samuel Otom has sympathized with victims of the current flooding in the state. The governor, who went around some of the affected communities in Makurdi, lamented the persistent flood disasters in the state and attributed the menace to the shallow state of rivers Benue and Niger. Charles Abba has details.
It was a horrible sight to behold as Governor Samuel Otom moved round to assess the damage done by the flood waters in Makurdi, the Benue state capital. Houses were submerged around Rice Mill, Wadata Market, Awe community in Urukum, and communities around Judges' quarters. Executive Secretary, Benue State Emergency Management Agency, Emmanuel Shaw, briefed the governor on the magnitude of the disaster in various parts of the state.
We have profiled about 116,084 persons that have been affected. Over 12,000 households have been affected. Upon our directive and our mobilization, we have distributed relief materials to over 24 communities in Makurdi that are affected. Today we came out and started another phase, which is a mop-up, because there are some communities, because of the rise in the water level, other people were left uncaptured.
Governor Samuel Otom, who expressed pain over the persistent flooding in Benue, commended the Federal Emergency Management Agency for quick response, but called on the federal government to revisit the contract by the Alhaji Musa Yar'Adua administration for dredging of the river Benue. The governor also tasked Benue federal legislators of the three zones to take the matter up in the upper chambers. He, however, assured that the flood waters will soon recede, but cautioned victims not to rush for reoccupation of their houses without proper fumigation. In Makurdi, Charles Abba, NTA News.
In a bid to create awareness for the general public and government organizations to support healthcare workers in the midst of crisis, the Nigerian Red Society, Benue State, has organized a street walk in some major streets of Makurdi town. Correspondent Grace Ichekwa completes the report.
The awareness walk, which started from the Wilkin roundabout and ended at the Makurdi office, was to draw the attention of the general public on the need to give health workers maximum support in discharging their duties, especially in the
cities. Most of us, either due to ignorance or taking laws into our hands, we break the rule of international guidelines that say, one, for instance, nobody should be hanging AK-47 dangling and entering the hospital. Because what if such a person is provoked while there? The result will be catastrophic.
A partner of the Nigerian Red Cross Society, Benue State, Gaddafi Asemanya, is calling on individuals and groups to partner with the organization to serve humanity better.
The Red Cross Society alone cannot do it alone. Coupled with the high rate of insecurity, displacement of people, attack from banditry, road accidents, and many numerous disasters.
The Nigerian Red Cross Society was established by an Act of Parliament in 1960 and became the 86th member of the National Society of the League of Red Cross and Red Crescent Societies, now known as International Federation of Red Cross and Red Crescent Societies, on the 4th of February 1961. Their responsibilities include promoting and improving health conditions, preventing of diseases, and reducing sufferings, as well as to provide emergency relief services for disaster victims. In Makurdi, Grace Ichepa, NTA News.
You are watching Panorama. The studio discussion will continue right after this timeout. Stay tuned.
The vaccine offers hope for a safe country free of coronavirus. I urge all state governments, traditional and religious leaders to take the lead in the mobilization efforts within their environment and spheres of influence. I similarly urge all eligible Nigerians to present themselves and be vaccinated in accordance with the order of priority already mapped out at the various authorized designated centers only.
Welcome back and thanks for being there with us. Commissioner of Police Wale Abbas says the police will arrest and prosecute miscreants or any party supporter who causes violence during political campaigns. He made that known in a meeting with representatives of the 18 political parties in Benue State. Simbiat Agbaji reports that all representatives of the party signed a peace accord.
The meeting, which was held at the instance of the Commissioner of Police, Benue State Command, Wale Abbas, is aimed at creating an enabling environment towards violence-free campaigns ahead of the 2023 general elections. The Commissioner of Police told the people that the command will not relent on their mandate of maintaining law and order and caution party stakeholders to warn their supporters against engaging in violence. Mr. Wale Abbas assured them that there would be adequate security to ensure smooth campaigns.
The only way we can achieve peace in the course of campaigning is for everybody to come on board. We had a meeting with all the DPOs across the state just to put them online. That is no longer business as usual, and everybody must be aligned to his or her responsibility in your area.
Representatives of various political parties pledged peaceful campaigns as they will ensure it will be issue-based.
This meeting is timely, as my colleague on PDP have said, and it's a welcome development because when brothers sit on a round table to discuss, I'm very sure that with such harmonious working relationship, when we listen or anything that will lead to violence.
This is our country, this is our state. We support this country, our children will suffer from it.
A peace accord was signed by all parties present, signifying unity and peace. In Makurdi, Simbiat Agbaji, NTA News.
Thank you, Simbiat. And to shed more light on this, I have with me in the studio the Police Public Relations Officer, SP Serefe Anene. PPRO, you're welcome to Panorama.
Thank you, madam.
Okay. So, from the report we just watched, how would you assess the level of security in Benue State since the new CP assumed office?
Thank you for having me. I would like to say that Benue State Police Command is relatively peaceful compared to the time before the CP came in. If you have been following events, you must have seen arrest of criminal gangs who have been disturbing the state.
Okay.
We have neutralized so many of these gangs. Some of them are undergoing trial as we speak. That has brought calm to the state. CP Wale Abbas, the CP of Benue State Police Command, has an open door policy. He relates with stakeholders at any time, at any point he's available. That has helped to curtail some of the excesses that we're experiencing in the state.
Okay.
And like I said, Benue State is calm.
Okay. All right. You just mentioned that the CP has an open door policy where he holds meetings with relevant stakeholders. So what do you foresee during and after the campaign and elections in Benue State, considering his series of meetings with stakeholders in the state?
The command has handled so many elections even before now. We had the just concluded 2019 general elections. We learned from that election, and that's why the CP has started preparing for the forthcoming elections.
Okay.
I believe that this election will be safe.
Okay.
Our duty is to create a safe space for electorates.
Okay.
And we have started doing that already. Before, in the past 3 weeks, we have a collection of officers across the state.
Okay.
We draw them from time to time for training in preparation for campaigns and the elections.
Okay.
That has been ongoing. I believe we are ready. We have received series of trainings, including myself.
Okay. So what are these new trainings that you have put in place so that you can restore peace in the state, considering that research has shown that we had a lot of violence in the state during the 2019 election? So what is new you're bringing on board?
As we speak, the command is running a combat training for officers collected across the state, like I said, to manage cases of violence. We cannot say that people will not respond in a way that to show grievance or disappointment.
Okay.
It is part of elections, but the command is prepared to handle such situations if they come up.
Okay.
But even at that, we are still advising that we will do our best to secure the environment for the elections. So we are encouraging the good people of Benue State to remain calm, cooperate with the police, because we will be apolitical. We will be very, 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 very apolitical.
Okay. So now, talking about the peace accord that was signed, what was the response? Kind of maybe reaction from stakeholders. How was it like?
This meeting was held between the police and party expos, that's officials of political parties in the state. And they were very happy to see that the police is ready to bring them together and work with them. The CPO was able to expose a lot of plans on ground to make sure that we are not we are neutral in the process. They expressed their joy and the pledge to remain peaceful during this period.
Okay, so talking about remaining peaceful during this period, humans have a way of trying to put down their opponent, and there's something which is very rampant in the state right now, that's the destruction of billboards by party supporters. So how is the police handling this matter?
The police have already started handling such issues. Last 2 weeks, we had a case of a young man who went to destroy a party billboard. He was arrested and arraigned
Okay.
He's undergoing trial as we speak.
Okay.
So we will not play with such situations that can bring up violence in the state. We have started that already.
Okay.
So there are laws guiding us on such issues.
So okay, you now have laws guiding us on such issues. So what are the sanctions for airing political parties? Do we have any on ground?
There are sanctions, but that will be for the courts and not the police.
Okay.
The police will do their duty of arrest, investigations and arraignment. It will be for the courts to assign punishments to such airing political parties.
Okay, all right. So what are the steps the political parties should take before campaigning to avoid violence in the society?
Like the CP said in the stakeholder meeting we had, he encouraged political parties to organize sensitization programs for their loyalists, for their followers and their members, so that they will be aware of rules and regulations guiding the election process.
Okay.
So that we will not have situations where people will wake up and begin to take up the laws to their hands and act out of the law.
Okay.
Yes. So we encourage them to sensitize their members, sensitize their followers.
Okay.
That is where we usually have problems. Most times not with the political actors, but their followers.
Okay. Talking about the followers, is there a forum where followers can be properly educated on the need to have a peaceful election in the state, free of violence?
There are so many platforms. This is one of the platforms. We will use the media. We will liaise with the media a lot to sensitize people on rules of engagement during the electoral process. There are other platforms. We have stakeholder meetings. We did one at the INEC office just last week. It's been ongoing and we will continue to do that.
Okay, so before we go, what's your parting word to people out there that they need to promote peaceful coexistence in the society and promote a violence-free election?
I want to tell the good people of Benue State that Benue is our state. We should do everything to protect Benue State, protect lives, protect property.
Okay.
So the security will not be for police alone. The police will collaborate with all other security agencies. Every other person that is willing to join the police.
It is a collective responsibility. Thank you very much, PPRO, for coming on Panorama.
Thank you.
Okay. Still on Panorama is our sports update, and Oche Ombede is our guide.
We begin with cricket, where Kenya, Nigeria and Malawi have qualified to the Division 1 of the ICC World Qualifiers in South Africa. All three countries booked their spots after emerging first, second and third in the just concluded Division 2 qualifiers held at the cricket oval of the Moshood Abiola National Stadium, Abuja. In the final game, Kenya defeated Nigeria by 90 runs in 35 overs against Nigeria's 79 runs in 20.4 overs, equaling 11 runs to emerge champions of the competition.
What we've seen today, we've seen these young ones on the 19. The future is really bright for them.
I'm very hopeful that we'll qualify for the next World Cup. We have things in place to make sure that this team that you see, talented individuals, we are even going to come back stronger.
8 African countries competed in the week-long event. To football, Plateau and Rivers United say they are battle ready as they go into the last preliminary round of the CAF Champions League Sunday. Plateau will take on Esperance of Tunisia in Abuja, while Rivers United welcome Wider Athletic Club of Morocco in Port Harcourt.
The way people are talking about Esperance, yeah, Esperance, very difficult, but they are not impossible.
Meanwhile, in the CAF Confederations Cup, Kwara United will take on Bekani of Morocco at the Kwara Sports Stadium in Ilori.
Kwara United will play that entertaining football and purposeful football for us to qualify for the stage.
Still on football, 4 matches will be decided in the English Premier League as Crystal Palace welcome Leeds United, West Ham take on Fulham, Arsenal look to return to the top of the table as they play Liverpool at the Emirates, while Manchester United visit Everton. 2014. And finally to tennis, 21-time Grand Slam champion Novak Djokovic will face Stefanos Tsitsipas in Sunday's final of the Astana Open as he bids for his 90th ATP title. The Serb advanced to the final after his opponent Daniil Medvedev retired because of injury on Saturday. With sports update, Oche Ngidi, NTA News.
That sports update wraps it up on Panorama today. But do remember, be a star. Join